Well, good evening and welcome along to a drenched Lancing and My Albion TV live for the evening. I'm sure you're all pleased with the football very much back on this weekend, and if you're watching this, then the chances are you're pretty pleased that you're cosy in the warm. It is torrid out there tonight. So we've got Roberto De Zerbi's first game in charge to look forward to. That's coming up tomorrow afternoon with the Seagulls up at Anfield in the Premier League. Then on Sunday, Hope Powell's side get their Conti Cup campaign up and running with a trip to Birmingham City. Before all of that though, we've got the PL2 back for you tonight to kick off the weekend. And with Andrew Crofts now permanently involved with the first team, it's the first real test for Shannon Ruth and Gary Dicker in charge. It's Spurs who have made the trip down tonight, and one of the first challenges for Shannon Ruth will be shoring up the Seagulls' defence. As with 6 PL2 games in, and the Seagulls are yet to keep a clean sheet. Look at the teams then, starting with the Albion. Northern Irishman Ben Wilson comes in to replace Evan Ferguson for his first PL2 start of the season. Elsewhere, Benicio, Baker Boati and Andy Moran are recalled from the start tonight. And Todd Miller, who celebrates his 20th birthday tomorrow, he's back in the matchday squad as well. 4 changes for Spurs to their last PL2 outing just under a fortnight ago, as Keeley, Robson, Lyons, Foster and Dorrington all get the nod from the start. So not going to be easy for either side tonight. You can really see it there. The rain driving in almost sideways, and it's been like that for the last good few hours. So if the Albion can find their second win of the PL2 season so far, they will be overjoyed. 6 in and just the 1 victory. That came against Leicester City beginning of the month. So looking to build on that as Antef Sungi sends one forward. Very much against the wind in this first half. Again, clearly visible there, coming in from left to right of your screen. First time that a fire and then Ed Turns is called into action. Ed Turns fresh from his appointment as the Wales under-21 captain this week. Brighton born, of course, but qualifies through his Welsh-born mother. This is Sungi just driving in the opposite direction of that rain. Chested down there by Ben Wilson. Just looking to pen in Tottenham Hotspur in the opening exchanges. So 3 very attacking changes from the 1-0 defeat away at Everton. Benicio, Baker, Boati, Andy Moran and Ben Wilson all coming in. Oh, Sungi needs to be really careful there. Almost showed a bit too much of it to Jamie Donnelly. Does just about enough, but this is Brooklyn Lyons Foster. Got a decent spot of space there, just in front of the centre circle. And Spurs move it over to this near side. That's quite nice, and it's Wilson asking the questions, but just the drop of the shoulder there from the Tottenham defender. Back into Fagan Walcott, said Spurs defender, and that's a really good ball forward into the right inside channel. Forward to the edge of the area, oh, and that's just wide left of Beadle's goal. Well, there was so much space on the edge of the area in that left inside channel for Tottenham. Wasn't picked up at all. And really, should be doing better from there. At least should be testing James Beadle. Fortunately for the Seagulls, wide it goes. So it will be the first corner of the evening, though. Straight back to the corner taker, left-footed, but referee not happy with something. It's the offside flag up on this near side, perhaps.
Stay now with no. Here's the danger. Middle.
Linesman! Yeah, about 2 points a yard off.
Well, Beadle doesn't look too sure about this, just making sure he's put it where the official on this near side wants it. In the end, he's left it for Tsungi. No, it will be Beadle to take. Well, I'm not too sure. He fancied it too much, gaining a few extra yards there.
It's not you! It's Noel or Harvey!
Straight out by Callum Cisse, who's playing left back, but he can play anywhere across the back four, really. Last time out against Blackburn, he was right full back. Good play there from Moran, across to his compatriot Furlong. Good first time ball that from Baker Boati. Furlong ploughs on. Cleared away there by Niall John. The Seagulls for a moment were just trying to press up, but that ball back to the Fire has just forced the Seagulls rear guard back. Pressure being applied by John. Turns, does get some form of a clearance away. Blue and white shirts try to retain possession, but they can't. So over there on that left side, it's Santiago now, faced up by a Fire. Sticking to his task there, a Fire. Spurs still have it though. This is Donnelly. Good hold-up play from the Tottenham strikers. Oh, and that was loose though from Cisse. Albion couldn't make the most of it. Albion starting out on the right this evening. Baker Boati on this near side and Ben Wilson down the middle. Good pressing again there by the aforementioned Wilson. And that's good work from Moran to draw the foul from his opposite number. Moran, who missed out last time in the PL2 against Everton. Just the one goal so far this season. A couple of assists though. Not too many complaints about that challenge from Jamie Donnelly. Turns out now to Furlong. Left-footed in field looking for Wilson. Right idea there, but Wilson just put under a fair bit of pressure from Malachy Fagan-Walcott. Seagulls just happy to retain their shape and waiting for Spurs to come onto them. Fagan-Walcott once more. Former England under-18. He has got one goal to his name already this season. An opening game of the season. It was the equaliser, finished 2-2 that day. He made it 1-1. And they start again now with Fagan-Walcott. Completely switch over to this near side with Robson. Robson, who was born just up the road in Haywards Heath. Went to school in Burgess Hill, so he'll be looking to get one over his local side. There he is again. Now played out to this near side with Lyons Foster. Craig can take over. Oh, and that's a good ball into Robson. Does well to stay on his feet. Attack still going. Slip in there from Santiago. I think we'll see a fair bit of that tonight as Spong is hauled to the deck. Again, not too many complaints, and I do think we're going to see a fair few slips and mistimed sliding challenges. So, Lyons Foster, it was there picking up the early yellow card. And you can see there, he's got his arm around Jack Spong's neck. Turns, gets it back. He's got Spong just ahead of him. Opts to go back to Beadle. Edge of the area, this is Tsungi. Good calm play from the former Belgian under-18. Perpion's there to try and find a path back to a fire. The Albion do just about enough to win the throw-in. So, as I say, start of a busy Brighton Hove Albion weekend across My Albion Digital. Tomorrow, Roberto De Zerbi's Premier League side in action against Liverpool up at Anfield. And then on Sunday, Hope Pal side start their Conti Cup campaign away at Birmingham City. Next up for Shannon Ruth's side, midweek next week, a trip to Gillingham in the EFL Trophy. Meanwhile, this is Furlong, who's just been invited down this left flank, clips one over towards the penalty spot, away as far as Santiago, who just gives it straight back to Jack Hinchelwood. Here he's again, Hinchelwood, floats it toward the back post. There's Benicio. Baker Boati was looking for the volley, but the Spurs defender got there first just to prevent the strike. And they now clear towards turns. Donnelly it is that gets the ball down ahead of him, and now it's the turn of Donnelly to just buy that free kick, gets his body in the way. There is one other PL2 game happening tonight. Fulham hosting Everton. Just under 10 minutes in there as well. That's goalless as it stands. I'll keep you up to date on that where possible throughout the night. This now is Alfie Dorrington, sporting some interesting protective headwear. Here he goes. Made his PL2 debut earlier this season. Was against Crystal Palace at the beginning of the month. Looking to try and set something up there. It's with a fire now though. And again, a fire just showing good signs of strength there in the free kick. It is this near side for the Seagulls where they've had the most joy in the opening 10 minutes. Benicio, Baker Boati linking up with Furlong once again here. Looking for the return ball. That's a good drop of the shoulder, but nipping back in at him is Scotland under-21 Matthew Craig. Donnelly getting involved again, diving in against Moran. Will be a Brighton throw though, which Furlong takes hurriedly. Flick on there is from Hinchelwood. Does find the chest of Moran. Quick to get Wilson away. Looks over for the offside flag. Play goes on. Baker Boati. What can he produce here? He's got Furlong just behind him. Wasn't quite on the same wavelength there as Wilson, and that ball will just roll out slowly for the Spurs goal kick. Dorrington back into Keeley, coming to replace Aaron Maguire in goal tonight. The Ireland under-19 in for his third Premier League 2 appearance of the season, looking for his first clean sheet in a Spurs shirt since moving from St Patrick's Athletic. Needs to be careful there though. Ben Wilson lurking. They do find a way out to Dorrington here. Logan Walcott just being marshalled there by Wilson. This is Dorrington again. Perpion can't get there ahead of Santiago. Do have gales and gusts of winds in their favour in this first half, Spurs, but the fire nips in nicely there and then skips to the side of Harvey White. Perpion now. The fire's stayed up. Looks in towards the area. Moran's in there. Hinchelwood's made the run as well. Perpion with a decent low ball in. But he can't apply enough whip on that cross to keep it in play. So it will be another Spurs goal kick. Good move this time, though, down the right flank for the Seagulls. So the early signs are that Shannon Ruth's side will try to make the most of both flanks. Good drop of the shoulder there from Dorrington, but Moran was close by, so the ball was fizzed in somewhat to Santiago. Can't keep that one under his spell, so Brighton throw. Well, you can start to see now the spray is behind the ball as it rolls along the deck. It's only going to have more of an effect as the evening goes on. Sungi first time back to Beadle. This time it's White applying the pressure. Afire just assessing his options. Beadle needs to be careful with Donnelly in close proximity. And the clearance only finds Dorrington. So the Albion just struggling to clear their lines ever so slightly there as we approach quarter of an hour played here on My Albion TV Live. Seagulls looking for only their second win of the PL2 campaign. First win coming away at Leicester on the 3rd of September. Very impressive 4-1 win that. Evan Ferguson hat-trick and Jack Spong applying the gloss to that one. Happy just to back off for the moment. Fagan Walcott into the centre circle for Dorrington. Good turn away from trouble that from Santiago. Oh, and then a good turn away from Moran. This could present a good opportunity for a delivery into the danger zone. Donnelly was looking for the return pass. Instead, Lyons Foster can take over. Back in now for Cisse. Good spell of possession this in Albion territory for the visitors. As we so often see from this under-21 side, they're staying disciplined, trying to retain their shape, wait for Tottenham to make the error. Still going for the moment though. Matt Craig inside to Harvey White. This is White once again. He's got a goal to his name already this season. It came in the 3-1 defeat to Blackburn. That was a good block in there. I think it was from Jack Henshelwood backtracking. So a stern test defensively for the Albion so far. Craig now. Good interplay there from Niall John. John with the left-footed effort. Again though, just slips as he hits it. Been a few attempts like that already in the opening 17 minutes here. Just not able to apply the connection to the ball that they really want. Spurs with the slightly better of the opening exchanges, and Seagulls look a little bit anxious at times when they're restarting like this. Turns just about able to pick out a ball to Baker Boati. He can only nod it infield and give possession back to Spurs. A shoulder barge there from Ed Turns. But it's the Seagulls with the decision. I think Turns, as I did, thought it was a decision against him. It was in favour of the Seagulls, and if it's possible for the rainfall to get stronger, it has done. It is belting it down out there. Already great work from the camera operator here this evening. Can't see a drop on that screen. Hopefully that continues. Furlong steps in field of Robson. Good leave that from Spong. Now it's Tottenham's chance just to drop in a bit deeper. Perpion over there. Keeps it with Brighton possession, throw in. Swirling rain, it's now Beadle, turns. He's got Furlong just to his left. Furlong was at full stretch because he was off balance there, and he's given it straight to Donnelly. Will Beadle come out on top? Well, he's committed now. Donnelly with the effort. Block is from Spong. Danger not over just yet. A fire's in there. Oh, it's really scrappy. Clearance off the line, I think, from Spong. Seagulls hanging on there. Well, Beadle was committed. Donnelly just looking to drive to the left of him. There goes the dive from Beadle. It was Spong with the clearance. And then on the line, I think it's Hinshelwood who denies Tottenham. Quite literally all hands to the pump now for the Seagulls. Now right on cue, making sure that camera lens has got no drips on it. Meanwhile, the Tottenham player down, just receiving some treatment in that melee that ensued in the 6-yard box. Certainly the best chance of the game so far. Last ditch clearance from Hinshelwood on the line. So Spurs just for the moment down to 10 men before this corner is taken. Seagulls just need to stay alert here. Very close to going behind there. Corner is played short.
Walk your feet now, Benny!
John. Accompanied by Baker Boati, but they play it back now to Craig. Seagulls staying very deep. They may have even been slammed straight into Gary Parsons tonight, referee. Rebounded straight into Tottenham's path. So this is Dorrington down the central channel. Layoff was from Donnelly, and sliding in was a fire. Deflects and bounces straight out for a Brighton goal kick.
Yes,
Turns with the clearance. Really neat control that from Andy Moran on this near side. He's made it all the way down the left flank looking for Furlong. Apologies for the slight break up in your picture here.
Transition organised.
Well, that heavy rainfall doesn't only affect the camera lens, obviously affecting the satellite or the connection. Oh, and that's loose. Moran almost in there, dragged back. This could be a red card. I expect to see a card of one colour, and it is. Well, Dorrington, adjudged to have denied Moran of a goal-scoring opportunity there. He can't believe it. There's not too many complaints, but Moran is in here. He's got Wilson to his left, and Dorrington realises straight away what he's done, and they're going to have to play the remaining 68 minutes or so with 10 men. Well, I don't think there's many complaints from Dorrington, but also I don't think there's many complaints from just below the gantry from the Spurs bench. A dejected Alfie Dorrington wanders over to the top left of your screen and back to the dressing room. So then a chance for Jack Spong. We've seen him knock him in from here. His last goal coming in that 4-1 victory away at Leicester at the beginning of the month. And you can see him just eyeing up the goal there. There is an option short with Baker Boati. He just trots off though to his left. Referee Gary Parsons just making sure he's Happy with the positioning of the wall. So it's Jack Spong with the effort. Oh, just wide of Keeley's goal. Well, he only had eyes for the effort of goal there, Jack Spong, as soon as the ball was placed in front of him, looking towards that right corner, and he wasn't a million miles away. Decent connection, just wide. So, with the man advantage, it's now the chance for the Seagulls to apply the pressure. This is Benicio Baker Boati. Will he have a go? It's blocked. Now falls to Jack Spong, trying to play in Baker Boati again. Suspicion of offside, but play goes on. Ed turns now. He's got Perpion over to his right. This now is a fire. Over it goes now to the Australia under-23 international. Inside of him is Spong, but just crowded out there. Good defending from Spurs. They're going to have to do a fair bit of that for well over an hour here. All those Albion players pretty much in the Spurs half. And that's very much swung the momentum in the Albion's favour. Man over on this near side was Benicio Baker Boati, but Furlong instead comes in field to turns. Over it goes now to Perpion. Doesn't get there first though, just stabbed out of play by Cisse. And since that red card, the tempo from the Seagulls has definitely gone up a notch or two. This is Jack Hinshelwood now. Well, back into Wales under-21 captain Ed Turks. Sungi looking long, goes diagonally out to Furlong, who might be in here. Oh, well, in the end, just too far in front of him. Keeley able to watch it bounce back. And already, with 25 minutes on the clock, in no particular hurry. So it could be a long night for Spurs. It is still goalless though. Wayne Burnett's side just got to hang tight for the majority of this one. Important they do find any opportunity they can to go forward, because the more they drop deep, the more they're going to invite the Seagulls forward. Good play there, centre field. This now is Niall John dropping deep to provide some reinforcement. Here he is again. Normally plays much further up the pitch, but desperate measures now for Tottenham Hotspur and Wayne Burnett's side. Again, the Seagulls move it out well to this near side from Furlong. Really deep across that, but it finds the feet really nicely of Ben Wilson. Brings that under his spell. Well, the offload isn't quite as good. John again helping out. This now is Fagan Walcott. Sprays it out to the far side. Making the run ahead of him is Santiago. Beadle goes along the deck first time, a lot more assured in this instance, who finds Hinshelwood, gets it back from Sungi. Midway through this first half, and it's now the Seagulls starting to dictate play. Moran with the layoff now to Jack Spong. Look at the space over there. Spong plays it over to a fire. Perpion is also there. Spong over now then to Perpion. Faced up there by Santiago, forced deep. Still Perpion goes on into the area now, looking for a pass in field. Finds Turns. Recycles possession out to the right flank. A fire looking to get the better of Santiago once again. Low ball in. Falls out to Moran. Oh, really important block. Second time of asking. There's another important block in there. And goes behind for the corner. Well, it's gone from all hands to the pump for the Seagulls to all hands to the pump for Spurs. Two really important blocks there, and it's both by local lad Max Robson getting in the way.
He's fine.
So Brighton just looking to strike while the iron is hot. Furlong lurking on the edge of the area. Spong though, perhaps the centre spot area. Left-footed it goes, deep towards Jack Hinchelwood. Smashed clear only as far as, well, it's James Beadle who's able to come well out of his area. Brighton staying patient. Spong was the option in field, instead Furlong goes to turns. And Tottenham dropping deeper and deeper by the minute, but that was loose over on that far side. Bringing Donnelly into play, and just a sniff though, but the blue and white shirts converge around him and turn over possession. As we approach the half-an-hour mark, if you're just joining us. Goalless here, as you can see. The important visual you probably can't see is that Spurs down to 10 men. Alfie Dorrington giving his marching orders after he tugged back Andy Moran, who was pretty much in on goal. Here is the Ireland under-21 again now. Again goes down to deck, but Brighton able to keep hold of it. Turns now, just wandering forward. Perpion have made the run to his left, instead floats it over now to Baker Boati, who switch flanks with Perpion. Trying to skip away from Cisse. Need to turn here from Hinchelwood with the effort. His opposite number with the block. Well, that's at least 3 really important blocks by Spurs as it's sent back into the area. Fagan Walcott clears. This now is Furlong just hanging it up towards the back post, and well, Wilson maybe didn't expect the ball to make it all the way over to him. Just kind of bounces off his chest. And Tottenham breathe another sigh of relief. They'll try their best to show some form of composure and slow it down when they can, but you can see all the blue and white shirts penning Spurs in. Spong it is that just nods it back into Niall John. This now is Hardy White. Nipping at the heels there of White was Moran. He's had a decent opening half hour. He's returned to the starting lineup tonight, one of 3 changes. All very attacking as Ben Wilson, Andy Moran and Benicio Baker Boati given the nod from the start tonight. Not to tempt fate, but the rain has ever so slightly eased off. Not seeing as much spray on the ball. This is James Furlong. First time from Spong into Moran. One-touch stuff that from the Albion. It's back now with Ed Turns. Hinchelwood. See the couple of banks of 4 there from Spurs. Everybody needs to get involved. Fagan Walcott trying to prevent the corner, but the offside flag has been raised over on that far side. And if you can't hear or see the conditions too much, well, you can see the damage it's caused behind Josh Keeley's goal there. Some of the hoarding just ripped away by the wind. Into trouble again there, Spurs. So Sungi can take his time, slot it over now to Jack Hinchelwood. It's becoming a rarity if Spurs get out of their half now. Ben Wilson with the deflected cross, picks it up at the second time of asking. Baker Boati faced up by Fagan Walcott. Couple of Spurs shirts around him now. Has help in the shape of Furlong. Turns with the switch.
Well done. Max inside, well done. Mark, look, you're gonna have to mark. Not too deep.
Perpion gives it back to Afire.
Get out. Push out.
Good patient play this from the Seagulls. Turns now midway through the Spurs half.
Good, Max, to the ball, Max.
Furlong with the delivery. Side-footed, volleyed clearance from the Tottenham Hotspur defence. It's only coming back in one direction. Baker Boati skips away from Craig, picks it up once more, leaves Robson on the deck. Well, it looks as though he may have won it back. Well, Spong's won it back. Can he play in Perpion? He can, but really good defending from Callum Cisse. Well, it's last ditch, and it's been last ditch defending on a good few occasions in his opening 34 minutes tonight. Spurs down to 10 men. And it's already been a test since Dorrington was sent off, straight red for denying that goal-scoring opportunity in the eyes of Gary Parsons for Andy Moran. Suspicion of handball there from Craig. Play goes on just for the moment. Turns in there, tussling with Max Robson. So the Seagulls lay the foundations for another foray forward. Hinchelwood has made a run ahead of them. Think better of it though, probably sensibly, with no obvious ball on. Play it back now to Sungi. Turns, looking forward and driving forward. Furlong it is now, just looking around him for the best option. Seagulls continue to bide their time, waiting for the opportunity. Will it come now, perhaps? Perpion trying to slip in Moran, and they've done enough to force the corner. Lyons Foster puts it behind. Well, to say the Seagulls are knocking on the door would put it mildly.
Benny! Two over there! Go!
So, as mentioned earlier, it's the start of a busy weekend here on My Albion Digital, across the My Albion platforms. Tomorrow, it's Roberto De Zerbi's first game in charge, away at Anfield. Pound's side back in action on Sunday. This though is Perpion with the strike. Block there from Harvey White. Didn't know too much about that in truth. So Perpion hurries back to leave it with Furlong. Shamrock Rovers man plays it in field to turns. And dropping in deeper to get involved. Here he is once again, looking for the return pass from Hinchelwood. Hinchelwood lost it, so he's trying to recover. In the end, it was a smart move away from trouble by John. Allows Donnelly to take over, and the ball over is heading towards Callum Cisse, but too much on it. Right and throw.
That's okay, James. James. Hey! Well done. Jamie, now look onto the 5, Jamie. Stay there, Max. No more, Max. Stay. Good.
Perpion goes back to halfway with Sungi. This is the skipper, Jack Spong, to take over. Good switch of play again from the Seagulls. Furlong into Baker Boati. This now is turns. Moran wanted it on the edge of the area. Instead gets it back from Hinchelwood. Nipping at turns heels there was Santiago.
Too deep. Go on, aggressive now, go, go on.
Return pass from Spong is a good one. Sets away Furlong, arrowing towards the area now. Ball towards the back post, fizzes across everyone. Perpion with the strike and just drives it high over Keeley's goal. Well, they're not sure if there was a deflection on that. If there was, it was only a minor one. Totally unmarked there. May have even been, well, it was Perpion with the strike. Just can't get his knee over the ball. And with 7 minutes of the opening 45 to go, still goalless here. And there has been a goal in the other game in the PL2 tonight. Fulham at home to Everton. It's Fulham who've taken the lead, courtesy of Adrian Pajatsti.
Deliver earlier.
So a rare foray forward for Tottenham Hotspur. Trying to hold it up on that far side is Jamie Donnelly. It's good work from Hinchelwood to win it back. And that's calm from Sungi to side-foot it back to Jack Spong. They do still need to complete the clearance. And that was very assured from Beadle to find Ante Sungi. And once again, head down here from Furlong. Looking down the line, just checks back in field. This is Andy Moran. Furlong's continued his run on the near side. Plenty of options ahead of him. In the end, just smashes it straight into a Spurs player. And they manage to keep hold of it. Precious possession this for the visitors. Good trap that from Robson. Brings into play Matthew Craig on this near side. He gets it back from Niall John, who since the sending off has been forced back into more of a central midfield position. Done a decent job though, offering an outlet ahead of his two centre-backs. And they shifted over now to the left flank. Santiago has made the run down the left. This is White who will pick it up. The run on this near side has been made by Craig. Instead it finds Robson. Unfair challenge according to Gary Parsons. A little bit more perhaps than a shoulder barge. So Spurs will gratefully eat up a bit more time here.
Take your time, Hart, set it up. Jamie, follow in. Jamie, follow in.
So just under 5 minutes of the first half to go. As it stands, the Seagulls on for their first clean sheet.
Follow in, Jamie, Max, follow in.
And they continue in the hunt for their first home 3 points of the season. Only other win coming in the PL2 away from home at Leicester at the beginning of the month. For the moment though, they've still got a bit of work to defend this free kick. It's Harvey White who's over it. Scored a couple of weeks ago. I think that took a slight nick on its way through. Yep, it will be a corner. Looking to make it 2-2, Harvey White. The wall did its job. Flying Beadle wasn't sure though.
No, go on the 11. No, go that way a little bit. Take that side, yeah. Now you can do this side.
So White on set-piece duties has gone over to the left side to take this corner as the rain returns. Edge of the area there is John. Cisse's in there as well. This is Ed Turns now, just trying to move the ball over by half a yard of space to force the clearance, and does hit it into his opponent.
Come back a bit.
Wins the throw-in, but you can see that Spurs just looking to deny the Albion of any space deep in their own half.
No, come back, no.
The Albion battle to clear. Baker Boatu with the slightly miscued clearance. That's a bit better from Hinchelwood first time. volleys it over to Perpion. Great run made ahead of him by a Fire. Perpion looks to pick out the former Bromley man, but Spurs defender stuck to his task well there. And now the game starting to stretch a little bit more, which is a positive for Wayne Burnett's side. Vast majority of this first half, certainly since the sending off, has been spent defending with the men from North London. So Spurs just looking to make the most of this passage of play where they're able to press forward, but that didn't help. It was given away to Moran. Wilson can move over to the right flank for the moment at least. Checks back inside. You can see turns again, doesn't need a second invitation to move up the pitch. For the moment though, it's with Perpion. Now Sungi.
Let's pass him on, Max. Malachi, you have to mark him. Inside Yago! Inside Yago!
Spong gives it back to Sungi. Fire wanted it over on the right-hand side, but Fire was looking more towards the left-hand side. Didn't find either of those in the end, so Josh Keeley just happy to eat up every single possible second he can. That was Hinchelwood who got something on that, and Sungi backtracking is able to prod it home towards James Beadle. He goes first time out now to a Fire. Perpion didn't get there first, so Spurs almost been given away back into this. Free kick though against the Seagulls just renews the pressure on the Spurs back line. And I think overall, as we approach the end of this first half, Shannon Ruth and Gary Dicker will be pretty impressed with what they've seen. Yes, they've got the man advantage, but the key after the sending off, as we see 3 minutes of additional time, is that they immediately look to go on the front foot after Alfie Dorrington was given his marching orders. And since then, it's pretty much been one-way traffic. That was Moran looking to bring Wilson back into play. They forced the clearance though, and Turns can take his time over this. It's a good looking ball into Baker Boati. Full stretch there was Lyons Foster to put it behind for the corner. So we're not done with this first half just yet. Skipper Jack Spong it is who just trots over to this near side for the corner. As you'd expect, Turns and Sungi both make their way forward. So, can the Seagulls find the opener before half-time? Not for the moment, at least, as Perpion is forced back to Furlong. Slightly wasteful that from the Seagulls, just beat everybody the corner. And the ball's now found its way to the feet of James Beadle. Spong just popping up as a temporary left-back.
Good. Rest in shape. Matt, just stay in shape. Matt, stay, Matt. That's okay. Good try, Matt.
Furlong, he's got Baker Boati again with him, who he finds, does get a toe end on it and then looks to move in field. Good defensive work again though from Tottenham. Credit to them, there's been a number of important blocks in this first half.
Not too far, Matthew. That's out, Max. Out. Not over. Not over. Over, yeah, Callum. Over. On.
Again, the Seagulls play it out to this near side. Took a touch from Baker Boati, but that didn't stop it finding spot.
Do your work. Come on.
Switch is complete now over to the right wing. Perpion with help from Afire. What can he deliver in towards the area? Fortunately, from a Brighton point of view, straight to the feet of Jamie Donnelly. Furlong with the hand up on this near side. There won't be enough time, though, in this first half for the Seagulls to find an opener. Well, it's the Albion who've asked all the questions in this first half, and that was largely down to Spurs going down to 10 men just before 20 minutes. Alfie Dorrington tugging back Andy Moran. Gary Parsons adjudged that it was denying a goal-scoring opportunity. So at half-time here on My Albion TV Live in the PL2, it's Albion 0, Spurs 0.
finally got himself on TV. What a night, what a night.
Welcome back to a drenched American Express Elite Football Performance Centre here on My Albion TV Live for your live PL2 action tonight. Spurs the visitors. If you're just joining us, goalless at half-time, but the visitors are down to 10 men midway through the first half, losing out on Alfie Dorrington, tugging back Andy Moran, and there is going to be a slight reshuffle for Tottenham at half-time. Coming on, Roman Mundell, who'll replace Max Robson. And striker Alfie Devine will continue his recovery from a hamstring injury which has kept him out for the last 4 PL2 games. Devine, who racked up 9 goals and 3 assists last season, but as I say, been hampered by that hamstring injury so far. Looking to make amends tonight, but if that first half is anything to go by, it's going to be a steep hill to climb for Tottenham Hotspur. Brighton doing everything but score after Alfie Dorrington was sent off. And they do also have the wind in their favour for this second 45, as you can probably just about make out at the top of your screen. The rain driving in from left to right. And we are back underway. So, chance for the Seagulls with a victory tonight to rise up to 8th in the PL2 top tier. One other game taking place tonight in the PL2, Fulham at home to Everton. Last time that was checked, it was a goal to the good for the host Fulham. Harvey White, who was sacrificed at half-time as well. Alfie Devine and Roman Mundell, but straight away called into action defensively. Oh, Jack Hinchelwood just wide. Oh, it was squared across to him really well by Spong. Side-footed effort as well from Hinchelwood. Just bending away too much from Josh Keeley's goal. Matter of inches, that one for the Seagulls. It's only taken them less than a minute to get their first shot in anger off for this second half. Could well be a sign of things to come for Wayne Burnett's side, hanging on at periods in that first half. Must be said though, before the sending off, Spurs did force Jack Hinchelwood into a goal line clearance early on. But since that straight red card, it really has been one-way traffic for the Seagulls. Can they make the pressure and possession count? Continue in this second half. They left off in the first, switching the play well. Sungi back out to the left side now. Furlong. Baker Boati over on the left side to start off with in this second half. He started out over there in the first half and then moved over to the right, switch with Perpion for a while. Back to how they started it tonight. The Fire gets it back from Spong. Spurs chip it forward, but Brighton immediately win it back. And turns immediately finding Furlong. Now there's a good bit of space ahead of James Furlong here. Into the feet of Baker Boati. Skips away from one. Was trying to offload it to Jack Spong, and then flying in there was Ed Turns. Didn't quite time that right, but fortunately Sungi can step in. This is Andy Moran looking up towards goal. Oh, smart stop that from Josh Keeley. Well, he was switched on to that, Keeley. Knew the shot might be coming from distance. It's a great attempt from Andy Moran. You can see just about there, he looks up and then right-footed, gets everything behind it. But full stretch there, Keeley. Decent save. Spong delivers in towards the area. It may fall to Antef Tsungi. A fire's up there as well. Plenty of Spurs shirts around to try and hack it clear. Tsungi wins it back. Moran's got Perpion on this near side. Instead, outside of the boot, brings Spong back into play. Over to Baker Boati. Can he beat the substitute Mundle? Mundle does well to slide in and put it behind for the corner. Brighton thought about taking it short there. Hinshelwood it was who just decided to wait and leave it for the skipper.
Push up against them, block them. Well done. Get ready to go, Matt. Watch the edge roll as well. Josh, don't be pink, Josh. Referee, watch the goalie. Referee.
Spong with the away swinger again. Lyons Foster puts it straight behind for another Albion set piece.
Turn. No. Remain. Ready to spring out. Well done. Start there. Start there.
See,
Stay there.
Baker Boati is a short option. Hovering there in the left of your screen is Cam Perpion. Tsungi on the edge of the box. Will this be the telling blow? Towards a fire. Underneath it was Hinshelwood as well. Spurs can break away on this near side. Good work this from Callum Cisse. But again running into trouble. It's been the story of the evening since the sending off. Furlong is alongside of Turns, but doesn't get that one right. And you can see the gesticulation from Turns just to try and box in Spurs, cramp them of any time and space to overturn possession, as we've seen so many times deep in their own half. Getting stuck in a little bit too industrious for Gary Parsons' liking. So Spurs free kick.
Let's get ready to go. Come on, Andy. Stay well.
Go against it.
Good. That's fast.
Played across by Lyons Foster, but Perpion has done enough to put off Cisse on this near side. Hinshelwood now helping out. Overlapping run is from a fire. Cisse gets something on it. May fall to Perpion. Still going here. Left-footed. Good block again though by Lyons Foster. Not for the first time that's happened as well. Another good block, important block from the Spurs rear guard. Furlong goes for the long diagonal. Cisse was watching it the whole way. Moran picks it up again though, just being dragged to ground there though by Alfie Devine. Again, another simple enough decision for Gary Parsons. And it will be a booking for Alfie Devine. It will be another opportunity for Jack Spong. I think he's just sizing up how far away he is from goal, whether it's too far for him to have a shy for either of the top bins. Hinshelwood's there as well. Could be his right boot or Jack Spong's left. Hinshelwood leaves it for Spong. Oh, it's a decent delivery. Moran was in there, headed straight up. Sent back in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. And then volley clear as far as a fire. Furlong picks it up again. And once again, with the 10 men, Spurs just happy to sit deeper and deeper. Turns has stayed up. His header can only eventually find Iago Santiago. Pressing forward. Perpion it is, backtracking. A good wander forward this from Santiago, just to try and drag his team forward. Didn't see it too much in that first 45. This is a decent phase of possession for the North London side. Devine, who normally would be playing more attacking, similarly to John in the first half, just offering himself up as more of a central midfielder. And it's easily read again by the Seagulls. And they look to spring another attack as the rain continues to drive in. Perpion. This is a fire now, just starting again. They've been so patient this evening, Brighton. Just waiting for the right opportunity. Moran, just over 5 minutes ago, forcing a decent stop. Maybe they can test Keeley again here. Hinchelwood with the shot. Does not get the connection he wants. So just trying to help it into the bottom corner. Doesn't get enough on it, and it just rolls fairly harmlessly wide in the end, but it's a great position he finds himself in. Left-footed, can't apply the finish. So a chance then for Todd Miller to make an impression on this game. Just a few hours until his 20th birthday. Ben Wilson it is who makes way for the former Colchester United youth player. Well, every time you think the rain is going to subside, more waves of rain drive in. Certainly got stronger again in the last few minutes. This is Miller, recently introduced, now a fire. Look at where Sungi and Turns are again. The two centre-backs that play in front of the centre circle. Furlong now. Ball just wasn't quite in the right position for him to swing it in, so again, starts again. Probably the right decision. Turns does take it back out to Furlong. Now he does curl one in towards the danger zone. Hacked clear this time by Fagan Walcott. The fire just loses out there, and it was Donnelly who was able to temporarily overturn possession, but Brighton have it once more. Good side-footed switch over to this near side for Miller. Spurs back off. Miller with a chance to enter the area. Does get it back from a fire now. Miller once again. Birthday boy makes his way into the right side of the area, but once again, Tottenham Hotspur with some important defending. So will this be the moment for Brighton to break the deadlock? Just short of the hour mark. The box very much being packed out. Again, Sungi's forward. Again, Turns is forward, as you'd imagine. Delivery isn't a bad one to the back post and just nodded over. Hinchelwood again going close underneath it. I say going close, he's nodded it straight over. Peels for the corner, but nothing doing. It will be a Spurs goal kick. Nothing wrong with the delivery though. Fizzed in from the free kick on this near side. Hinchelwood just a bit behind him, not able to keep the ball down. This time it's no nonsense stuff from Spurs. Driven into the face of the wind by Josh Keeley, and then going to deck there is Roman Mundell. Play goes on. The Spurs bench is apoplectic below me. They felt sure that was an infringement against the substitute Mundell. This is the first game that Mundell hasn't started all 6 PL2 games up until today, a goal and an assist to kick off the campaign. Miller, delivery towards the back post, but that will just fly out for the goal kick. Just trying to get up with the pace of this game, Todd Miller, and also the conditions. Not easy conditions together. A yellow card in there for the aforementioned Romain Mundell. You can only imagine that was for dissent, but as you just saw from Tsungi there, it's hard to make out exactly what's being said. More good lens drying from our cameraman tonight. It's an important task, that, so we can all see what's taking place, especially with the Albion on top. If you are just joining us as we approach the hour mark, as you can see, they're still goalless, but it's been pretty much all the Albion since Alfie Dorrington was sent off midway through the first half. Chance now for Baker Boati. Commits Fagan Walcott to the challenge. Still going here, former Porto man. Over there is James Furlong as well. Fair challenge by Mundell. He does need to be careful on the booking. There he goes again. Well, slightly scrappy, battling for their lives back there, Tottenham. Both teams guilty of giving away possession there. Moran this time it is trying to find a teammate. Spurs it is that eventually clear, only as far as turns. Who on the half volley picks out Tsungi. This now is Adela Fire. Down the wing for Miller, just gambled on that one, hoping for the loose touch from Cisse. Out for the Brighton throw. Turns into Hinchelwood. Now Spong. Decent block that just stamps on the attempted clearance from Spurs, which brings into play a Fire. This now is Todd Miller. Teeing it up for Spong. Back to goal is Perpion. Good build-up play this from the Seagulls. Turns now back out to Miller in space. Right-footed delivery. Not a bad one. It evades Hinchelwood and Perpion. Seagulls really knocking on the door now. That's a good delivery from Todd Miller. He's found himself in that decent position on a few occasions since being introduced. This time he picks out a decent delivery. Low ball in, first away from Hinchelwood, then away from Perpion. Another decent chance goes begging for the Seagulls. And there will be another change for the Seagulls. It's Luca Barrington who'll come on to replace Baker Boati. Barrington making his 5th PL2 appearance this evening. Made his debut in the 2-0 away defeat at Wolves. Joined from Man City in the summer. Well, Hinchelwood just smashes that into Furlong. They do keep hold of it. Miller brought into play again. Overlapping run is being made by a Fire, who does pick it up now from Perpion. Miller growing into this one nicely. Still we see the spray just slowing up the ball there as it's played along the deck. This is Barrington. Good first time lay off that from Spong. Back to goal once again is Perpion. Decent offload to a Fire. Gets the better of his man. That's a good ball in. Will it fall to an Albion player? Hoisted clear once more by the Spurs defenders. Good one-touch stuff this from the Albion. Oh, and that's a good ball out to Furlong. He sends it straight back in, straight back out for the throw. Well, I'm not sure quite how much further forward Turns and Tsungi can get to get involved with the build-up play. Pretty much midway through the Spurs half, they seem to be camped out. One more change then for the visitors. Marquez Muir it is. It's coming on to replace Harvey White. Sorry, that's Brooklyn Lions Foster, who's on the booking, who's been replaced by Marquez Muir. He turned 20 last week, started every PL2 game so far this season, except the opener and this one. Made 57 appearances across the under-18 Premier League and PL2. Been with the club since 8 years old, Marquez Muir, the centre-half, so some more defensive reinforcements. The Spurs look to hang on to this clean sheet. They would be thrilled with a clean sheet and a point today. As Perpion picks it up, latches onto that one well, and that's a decent delivery in as well. On the half volley over by Hinchelwood. Well, it was the skipper, Spong, actually. Probably knew he had to take it on early. Gets a decent strike on it. Ball was floated forward initially by Sungi. Good lay off that from Perpion, and then as we come to expect from Furlong, decent delivery. Just hammers it too much into the ground there, Spong, but right idea. So, 25 to go. A fire now on halfway. Turns just signals again to take the time, and then he can pick out the ball to Miller. Once again, loads of space on this near side. The ball in field does find Sungi, again midway through Spurs possession. Spong drops the shoulder, looking for the ball over to Barrington. And it finds Moran, who opens the scoring for the Seagulls. It's exactly what they've deserved. It's Moran who came closest before with the long-range effort. He was the one who was brought down by Alfie Dorrington, and he is the one who gives the Seagulls the lead. Well, the build-up play was exquisite. That's a really good ball into the 6-yard box, and the simplest of finishes for Andy Moran on his return to the starting 11. He's second of the season, nods Albion into the lead. Well, a simple finish, but plenty of hard work from Andy Moran this evening. Been at the heart of most things good for the Seagulls. As I say, he was the one who was brought down by Dorrington when he was bearing down on goal. He was the one who tested Keeley just after the restart. Splendid effort. It was a splendid save as well from Keeley. But with just under 25 to go, it's Brighton who have the lead. And now, for want of a better pun, will it be that the floodgates will open, or can Tottenham find a response with the man disadvantage? So the Seagulls go again. Normal service very much resumed here. All the blue and white shirts in the Spurs half. The goal scorer Moran with the clip crossfield towards Barrington. Furlong instead, who was more advanced than Luca Barrington, just retreating back into shape now though for the moment. Brighton do well to win it back again. It's relentless now for Spurs. Sungi, a fire. Miller to his right, trying to beat Santiago. Then the offload to Miller. Excellent build-up play again. Good switch. Furlong. Barrington is ahead of him. Finds the former City man. Edge of the area is Hinchelwood. Real impetus about the way the Seagulls are stroking it about now. Slightly behind a fire, but he will latch onto it. The run is being made by Moran again into the area just ahead of him. Well, you could see the run. And so could a fire. Just too much on it. So just over 20 minutes away from what would be the Seagulls' first home victory of the season. Oh, that's a bit reckless there from a fire. And what would also be the Seagulls' first clean sheet of the PL2 campaign. Well, a fire just clattered into Santiago there, but it's a fire who stayed down. But it was the Ireland under-21, Andy Moran, who's unlocked the stalemate this evening. Gets the plaudits from his new boss, Shannon Ruth. He's a new boss, but he's been the assistant under Andrew Crofts, and before that, Simon Rusk. Now assisted by Gary Dicker, former Albion player. And Sam Packham is being lined up pretty much for a like-for-like swap with Adela Fire. Maybe just picked up a knock there as he slid in. Could well be precautionary, hopefully nothing more serious than that. Packham, who's only played a quarter of an hour of this PL2 campaign so far. That was in the away victory at Leicester since his return from a Bohemians loan. Good control to bring it down there from Todd Miller. This is Ed Turns, who's in a hurry again, looking to extend the Seagulls' lead. Sungi now just chips it forward, chested down by Hinchelwood, looking for Barrington. That's a good half-volley return from Spong into Perpion. Just slipped at the crucial moment again, which made the gather that bit easier for Keeley. Was going wide anyway.
Pin him inside, Romain, because you can always go outside. There he is. Jamie, be ready, Jamie. No.
Play, Jamie.
Has been impressive though from Shannon Ruth's side tonight. Yes, they've got the man advantage, but they haven't given Spurs a moment to breathe. Penned them back the whole time. Good urgency about their play. Looking to double the lead here again. Sungi does win it back. Misplaced pass initially. Perpion gives chase on this near side. Packham it was there as well, trying to help out. So another chance for the Albion to pen back their visitors. All those blue and white shirts around the throw-in here. Looking for the overturn straight away. They do just that. Hinchelwood nodding it forward now to Moran. Just perhaps took his eye off the ball there. But the work rate from the Seagulls has been fabulous tonight. The work rate from Spurs, in truth, hasn't been that bad, especially defensively. As it stands, the Seagulls a goal to the good. This, though, is Santiago. A couple of goals to his name so far this season. Then just drifts in field. Does find an outlet here with John. Maybe for a split-second thought about the shot. Instead looked to play in his teammate and Brighton win it straight back. Perpion. Square to Hinchelwood. Miller's on this near side again. And you can see the slightly tired legs now of Cisse on this near side. Packham getting involved as well. He's made the underlapping run. Spong, feigned to shoot, then does. Not for the first time. Slips as he hits it. Seen a few players have a go from that kind of distance as Gary Parsons reaches for the book there. So final substitute for Tottenham. We'll see Roshan Mathurin Rashawn Mathurin, winger who made his PL2 debut in the opening day 2-2 draw with Leicester City. Also spent time with the Chelsea Academy. Made his breakthrough in the under-18 Premier League a couple of seasons ago. 7 goals and a couple of assists from 21 appearances. I think the mindset will just be perhaps damage limitation and a rare run in the channel perhaps. Furlong over to Moran. Swings it in towards Perpion, it's in! Expert delivery, expert finish from Cam Perpion. Doesn't score many with his head, but you'd never know. That is a beautiful headed finish into the top right corner. Goal scorer Moran turns assist provider. Furlong lays it off to Andy Moran. Exquisite delivery. And it's a perfectly weighted header into the top right corner from Cam Perpion. And you have to say it's what the Seagulls have deserved. They've been knocking on the door all evening, especially since the sending off. And they've doubled their advantage with a quarter of an hour to go. That one rather hopeful. And now you do expect not only the fatigue to set in, but also the mental fatigue rather than just physical with quarter of an hour to go. It is a long way back now for the North London side.
We're talking to each other. I'm allowed to enjoy my job. Good. I'm allowed to enjoy my job.
Furlong able to watch that one out for the throw. Good battle over on that far side. Perhaps a chance for Spurs to get on the front foot. As soon as I say that, Seagulls step in again. Goal scorer Albion second there, doing enough to prod it out for the throw-in. So then a chance for the Albion to rub salt into the wound. Andy Moran just ordered into the area by his skipper Jack Spong. Perpion goes for the short one. Spong only has eyes for the area. Looked for a moment like it would have fallen on the half volley to Sungi. Instead it's Perpion, and on the follow-up was Moran. The offside flag is up on the near side. But now surely a case of how many, just spilled by Josh Keeley, who in fairness to him hasn't had that bad an evening. Nothing he could really do about both Brighton goals. Made a couple of really important stops, especially from Andy Moran just after the restart at full stretch. Moran and Perpion will be wondering when they may be able to get some involvement in the first team again. More good performances in the under-21s. This is Miller though, towards the back post, flicked on by a Tottenham defender. Great volleyed return to Furlong by Jack Spong. Ball just about stays in play, then hammered clear and out for the Brighton throw. Spong with the switch. First time to Miller, into Callum Cisse, and it's gone all the way in. I think the deflection, the final touch may have come off Jack Hinchelwood. But the players have given that one to Todd Miller just ahead of his birthday. The celebration weekend starts here for him. Turns 20 tomorrow, starts with Spong. Oh, and well, it didn't go anywhere near Jack Hinchelwood. It's come straight off Cisse. That may go down as a Callum Cisse own goal. Hence the lack of celebration for Todd Miller. Right idea, though, from Todd Miller. He was just trying to send it right back into the danger zone with his volleyed effort. And unfortunately for Callum Cisse, with just over 10 minutes to go, it's an own goal, 3-0 down. And the rain continues to hammer it down here. Sungi now fancies his chances. Moran looking for his second of the game. Hinchelwood also trying to now win it back. Sungi just goes down with a bit of cramp off the ball. Referee Gary Parsons saw it, but play continues just for the moment.
What's that, Ansel? The fall from behind. Ed, tidy up early. He can go.
Beadle just needs to be careful there. Mundell's in. Consolation prize here for Santiago. No. Save from Beadle with his feet. Well, the Albion, probably a little bit like me, caught napping there. Just completely took their eyes off the ball. And but for James Beadle, that clean sheet was going up in tatters. Now a chance for Mathurin. This is a bit more like it, though, for Tottenham. Shame it's just a little bit too late for Wayne Burnett's side. That'll be cut out by Turns. Clever clearance forward, just turns it round the corner and gets plenty of pace on it. Just wanted to gain a good few yards there. Eventually found Muir.
Can you get it?
Easy to say now, but where was this kind of passing and possession from Spurs for the last 25 minutes, half an hour or so? Taken that third goal for them to try and open up a little bit. Alfie Devine was the one dropping deep. Instead, Keeley goes out wide right. Into the final 10 minutes we go. Alfie Devine now, just head down and driving forward in that left inside channel. Sungi staring at the ball. It needed the intervention of Sam Packham to help him out. Good teamwork that from the Brighton defenders. We'll see that chance again for the Seagulls. Well, it was Beadle who just dwelt on it. And that meant that Santiago could pick it up. But give Beadle credit. He recovered. That was a decent stop with his feet. Devine now floats it into the area. Furlong tries to latch onto his own header. Good run that from Furlong. It falls to his compatriot Moran. Moran just about gets a toe end on that to Sam Packham. Able to get away from Mathurin. Well, this will no doubt breed a good amount of confidence for Shannon Ruth and Gary Dicker. Ahead of a busy week, they travel to Gillingham This is Todd Miller with the strike. Oh, just over. Great effort on the half volley. Sat up nicely. Was able to chest it down. Knew there were players around him. Had to get the shot off. Up against Cisse. Conceded the unfortunate own goal. It comes off his head and bounces nicely up in front of Miller. Just over Josh Keeley's goal. Cisse, forward to Mathurin. Packham again is the one breaking up play. Good work from him since he's been introduced. As I say, just before that Miller chance. Trip to Gillingham in the EFL Trophy midweek. And then away again on their travels, but a bit further north to Manchester United next weekend as they return to PL2 action.
Marcus, come over! Val, you take him! Marcus, come over!
Knocking it around well here, the Seagulls. Just a case of winding down the clock, trying to preserve that clean sheet, of course. Looking for the first clean sheet of the season. Turns has a pop this time. Oh, what a goal that would have been. It's a stupendous stop from Josh Keeley. Turns thought, why not? We're 3-0 up, we'll have a go here. Gets the perfect connection on it. And that is a quite brilliant save to push it behind for the corner. Seagulls go short this time. Perpion, score of the Albion second. Now Furlong just popping up on this near side for a moment. One there by Barrington and in goes Turns. Oh, he's thundered it home. Shows the desire to get there ahead of the Spurs defender. And then he has absolutely thumped that into the roof of the net with just under 5 minutes to go, making it Brighton 4, Tottenham 0. Really good ball clipped in there by Furlong. Barrington was underneath it. Turns gets it the first time, and then the second time makes no mistake. Caps off an excellent week for the new Wales under-21 captain. No chance for Josh Keeley. So, but for a crazy miracle, the Seagulls will rise up to 8th this evening, and they may just add on a bit more gloss to it. Jack Spong had Perpion to his left, bordering on queuing up to put that one in, but they do at least get the corner. Just over 3 minutes of the 90 to go. Floated in by Spong. Turns is up there again, making a nuisance of himself. Too much of a nuisance of himself. As Mathurin goes to deck. Packham now with a chance to pick out Miller. As you can imagine, the Spurs players very much dejected, looking forward to that warm and cosy coach back up to North London. They'll do their best to try and save it from 5-0. That one is hacked clear, out for the Brighton throw. And up until that sending off, which seems like an age ago now, they were playing their part in this game. Jack Hinshelwood with a really important clearance at 0-0. So a chance to add to their tally for the evening. Good work from Miller. Even better crossing, but it evades everyone. The right area will find its way over to Furlong. Turns. Sungi barking for it and does pick it up. Now he's going to have a go as well. That one not as close as Turns' earlier effort from distance, but why not?
Yes, Andy, this way.
Go back to the... No, Ryder, go back to the gun. Go back to the goalkeeper.
Play it short. Moran fancies another. They clip it out to this near side. Another Spurs mistake. So Packham heads forward. Miller goes infield to Turns. Seagulls want 5 here, with less than a minute of the 90 to go. Furlong with the deep cross, just over the bar. Another slip there as Keeley clears. Only makes it as far as Luca Barrington. Sungi again looking up for the runs ahead of him. There'll be a minimum of 3 added on minutes. The end of which can't come soon enough for Wayne Burnett's side. They, at the end of these 3 minutes, will sit 1 off bottom. 3 draws, and 3 points so far in the opening 7 games for Tottenham. West Ham, the only team below them on 1 point.
Good. Come on, Al. Come on, Al. Well done. Come on, Al. Up to the ball. Come on. Well done, Al. Go. Go, no. Go.
Forward it goes by Santiago. Fagan Walcott decides to open up from centre half. That's a brilliant, well, about to say a brilliant challenge from Sungi. Seemed to win the ball. Didn't see anything dangerous about it, but receives a yellow card from Gary Parsons. Understandably a bit miffed with that, Sungi. He kind of back heels it after the sliding. Nothing dangerous about it. Wins the ball before the Spurs man runs into his leg. So understandably frustrated for Antef Sungi. Not the way he would have wanted to finish this one.
Get down on the edge now. That's it, Al. Knock him down. Push in you up. Get on the next one. Luca.
It's Roman Mundell who is stood over this one.
Come on.
Mundell has a goal and assist to his name so far this season. Maybe he can provide an assist for what would definitely be a consolation. Not a bad delivery towards the back post. Turns just able to shrug aside Fagan Walcott, and it does go out for play on the far side for a Brighton goal kick. So don't forget, busy weekend ahead. I'm sure you wouldn't have forgotten Roberto De Zerbi's first game in charge. Away up at Anfield tomorrow afternoon, 3 o'clock. We'll have the BBC Sussex commentary for you here on the My Albion digital platform. And then on Sunday, Conti Cup action for Hope Powell's side away at Birmingham City. They get their Continental League Cup campaign off to a start. Todd Miller, they're just bundled over, but Parsons happy with it, the referee. Chance here for Mundell to find that consolation. Look at the blue and white shirts committed to the clean sheet. Mundell goes on, Turns slides in. Great block from the Wales under-21 skipper. Last few seconds then. And Gary Parsons puts Tottenham Hotspur under-21s out of their misery misery started for Spurs midway through the first half with Alfie Dorrington being shown the straight red card. Took the Seagulls until just after the hour mark to open the scoring, but then the floodgates did well and truly open. Moran got us started. Then we had the second from Perpion, an unfortunate own goal for Callum Cisse. Then Ed Turns got in the act just under 5 minutes before the end. So in torrid conditions, the Seagulls go up to 8th in the PL2. It's finished here. Brighton Hove Albion 4, Tottenham Hotspur 0.